So, I've got some metal here. This is the one this is 4 pieces that are bigger. That's the one that I drew up on the paper, sort of, scribbled down. But I thought, well, let's start off small as usual, because I noticed there's quite some force in these magnets. And just see what only 2 or 3 magnets a piece do. So I have a feeling about how much magnets I need to use for the tweeter part, for instance. And also what kind of material I could use. So I cleaned this up. It was cold rolled steel, so it is kind of cleanish already. Just some fatty stuff, oily stuff. Also from the cutting. They had a really nice machine to cut, but as you can see, they didn't manage to cut it straight, which is kind of annoying, I think. I mean, you pay for the cuts, and I hope it will be straight, because I can, I can hack this with a grinder, but I don't, because it's not straight. And now it is not straight either, so a bit disappointed in that one. This one is particularly crappy, as you can see. It's not really straight. But anyhow, I love, by the way, the fact you can polish it so nice. Would love to polish this, but it doesn't serve a function at all, so I'm not gonna do it. Especially on this surface, it's not serving a function. It's rather not a good thing, even, because I have to glue the magnets on here. So if I make it like this smooth, it doesn't stick as well. So I'll leave it as like this, scuffed up. I cleaned it already, but I wish I had acetone to like degrease it, but I don't have any acetone. The only thing I got is, oh yeah, that might work. MACP. That could work. That or either, oh, I might have thinner. I really dislike the smell of this. This is so penetrant, annoying, dirty. It's saying to you, I am evil crap, don't inhale me. At least that's my opinion. It's not very, I don't like the smell of it. But yeah, so I'm gonna make the top part that's gonna hold these metal plates. I'm gonna CNC them first. Or I might even glue the magnets first to it, so they can dry a little bit. Not sure what I'm gonna use as glue. Usually for the smaller magnets I tend to use just the fast glue, cyan acrylate glue. Probably gonna use it again, because epoxy would be best, but although it's fast epoxy, like 10-minute epoxy, it only means you can work with it for 10 minutes, but still it's not dry. It's hard in like 24 hours or something. I don't got 24 hours. So, metal. Quite beefy pieces. And as I know, or I've told already, you're not gonna bend it in this direction, like so. Unlike the pieces I used normally, which are, for instance, these pieces. Although this is 10mm thick, it does bend in this direction, especially because this is a very long piece. And I used very weak magnets, but still it managed to spring together and close the gap where the coil is supposed to be, so it fucked up my coil. It got sandwiched between all these metal bars. Nice piece of steel. It's a wonder, like, a nice piece of steel. I'm really into materials. Just when holding this, I think, it's a nice piece of steel. For most people, it's just steel, but so yeah, I'm gonna draw or finish the drawing for the top and bottom side, and to hold the membrane usually you use some sort of string. And I was at a hobby shop a few weeks back or a few months back, and well, the hobby shop is around the corner, and too bad for me, they were closing, so I don't have a source of foam brushes nearby, or you know, something like that for the small tiny parts. But they did sell me all of their elastic band. Let me see. Is it this? Oh, well, this is the white version. But I'm pretty sure I bought a whole roll of it. Because he said, you know, you want to have 4 meters? Well, how about €5 for the whole roll? And I said, okay. You never know, might come in handy. And now is the time it comes in handy, but now I don't know where it is. It can be far. It should be around somewhere. Anyhow, this is Patente black stuff, and slightly thinner, I hope, actually. Or I have to use this one. It's gonna keep the membrane centered in the gap. And what I bought as sort of an adjustment system just some ordinary strip for wires. I'm not sure how you call this, a terminal block, I think. In Dutch it's called a kroonsteentje, which is a really funny name. Although, so, and it's all about the stuff that's inside in here. I noticed they changed them because in previous ones it was made out of messing. But what's it in English? Messing. Can't find the name. Like a solid piece of brass kind of stuff. It is not brass, but messing. But now it's like several pieces, and I'm not sure if the thing I wanted to use it for is gonna work with these. Yeah, they got like these notches. You see? So it's still gonna work, but it's not as nice as the original ones. This is cheaper to make, I guess. Too bad. Well, I am gonna use this as an adjustment system for the string. So you can center the coil. So the string is just gonna go inside here, I hope. Yeah. This is gonna sit in the top plate, and then you can adjust it and screw it down at the tension you want it to sit. So it's still gonna work, but it's not as nice as they were previous. So they are making their products cheaper and crappier. But anyhow, that's I will explain it in more detail when I got the top plates finished. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Finish the drawing and do some CNCing, and then we're gonna see if we can assemble this. Although I'm gonna glue the magnets first. That's what I'm gonna do. Scratch it a little bit. Not too hard, I don't want to fuck up my nice caliper. Anyhow, this is how we roll. That's where the magnets are gonna sit, and I still wonder if, so here's gonna sit a magnet, and here. I wonder if I'll cut out one of these notches I talked about, like here for instance. Could do that, but it's quite a lot of work. And in this case, because it is only a single coil, not sure if it is needed. Well, it might prevent the magnetic field leaking out to a part that is not used for driving the coil. No, I am gonna do it like this. I'm not gonna use the grinder at this moment. Actually, a Rubanoide is quite a lot of work. If you compare it to planar thingies, the tinier tweeters and such, this is actually quite a lot of digging around to get even a little bit of sound. I mean, it's not the easiest construction actually. But I'm gonna glue some magnets, I guess. I'm gonna move all the metal away because it's these magnets are strong and I don't want to hurt myself. So this one, oops, is gonna sit here. I should use glasses actually. Yeah, so I'm gonna use some cyanacrylate glue, just a few dots, more than enough usually. Slide this in place hopefully. Always nice, you always get covered in this shit. This has to be sitting like nicely flush. Now I'll use some of the accelerator. Ow, if it's not stuck to the magnet. Fucking hell. It's gonna get worse and worse. So this should now be sitting stuck. So here there's one good side, this one, and one not so nice side, so keep that in mind. First off, see if the poles are in the right direction. Maybe a tad more. Sure. Yeah, that's a problem, eh? They don't want to stay together. Should have known. How am I gonna fix that? Hold it and wait, I guess. This is not well prepared, as you might see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add the second piece of metal as well. You might imagine now why it is not cool to do a very big one. If you do this often, you should like think of a sort of a jig so you can slide them in, or pack them in actually. I think in the original design, I think the metal is even a little bit longer and it has an aluminum backplate here. I think. So so the aluminum is connected to both pieces, so it doesn't make like a short in the magnetic field. And then you can jam these magnets in from the top. That's the idea. So these protrude a little bit, but this is gonna be the pole piece where the coil is sitting in between. So this has to be flat, or at least one side has to be flat. So this side doesn't really matter if it like standing proud a little bit, as you are able to see. And now I'm gonna move this in a safe place somewhere, so I don't well, get it stuck to something or flying around the room. These magnets are even, you know, people are using 10mm thick ones of these. Can you imagine? These are 11 kilos of force. The other ones are 22 kilos. So if you use a few of them, you can imagine it's like hundreds of kilos that will smash your finger to bits. So yeah. It's not my favorite thing to do, this gluing of the magnets. Really, I now remember why I don't like to build Rubanoids actually again. It's a shame because I promised I built one. So I start off with this small one and we'll see what happens after that. I did make bigger ones, but somehow when you get older, I don't know what it is. You get scared more often, I don't know, or you just see maybe the possibilities that might, you know, things go wrong. That might be the case as well. This is on my nice side. This guy's playing. Well done. So that should be a right sense. Now I got the magnet. I didn't like how it went the last time, but I was thinking I do it in a different way. Maybe flip. I believe yes. No metal. Well, we have metal. So I guess I'm going to do it. Yeah. Here. Pull it free. And I'll shoot it. Oh, that's the way to stick. Hey, that's too much. So I'll hold forever. So there we go again. Just on the side. That's fucking one. It's already this. Let's us. Come on, you fuck. That'll be just fucking soon. Let's try that again. That's the thing, the glue is not very shock resistant, so you can just tap it loose. So if you drop it, they might all come loose, which is not very nice. I wouldn't recommend this for permanent use. Come on. No. Ow! Well, that can happen as well. Never seen that happen like this, actually. This is kind of a horror show today. Fucking hell. This is the reason why I should wear glasses. Okay, so I did this a little bit off camera because I was quite annoyed about what happened. Not like it's insanely terrible, but it's just I really know now why I don't like this idea. Oh, fucking strong magnets that go wherever they please. Of course you can take precautions for this, which I didn't. I thought this is still doable. You don't want any magnets bigger than this, but it's actually, it is doable, as you've seen. It's in there. So I'm gonna put this somewhere safe. Look how fucking crooked it is. Thanks. Normally they're quite okay with cutting stuff, but now they're like sloppy. Must be Friday, I guess. So I'm gonna see some stuff and see if we can assemble this. Then we at least have a motor to look at.